Hello, audience. My name is Dawson. His name is Justin.
Hello.
And welcome to the first episode of the 7 Days of Christmas for 2016. This goes on from the 19th to the 25th, which is Christmas Day. And a Christmas movie every day for a week. Shouldn't be too challenging. Hopefully not. Hopefully it'll be fun. But yeah, we did the Spooktacular. It's been a while since we made some videos on the channel, so we're looking to come back and revamp the channel and make it better. But Justin, it is your pick today, the first pick for the 7 Days of Christmas. What do you pick for day one?
So I have a hell of a pick to start off our revamping of the channel, and it is the 2015 movie Krampus.
Oh no, what?
Starting off strong.
I don't want to watch a scary movie.
Eh.
Why?
Eh,
It's Christmas.
it's a Christmas movie.
No.
So
I don't want to watch it.
I'm sure there'll be a time where you'll choose a movie that I don't want to watch, but we have to live with these choices. We must move forward and watch Krampus.
I hate Christmas.
Let's get right into it. And we're back. So we just finished watching Krampus, and the synopsis is as follows. A boy who has a bad Christmas ends up accidentally summoning a festive demon to his family home.
Mm-hmm.
It is, directed by Michael Dougherty? Something like that.
Doherty?
It's the last time I've ever seen before. And stars a bunch of people I've never heard of. Any of these names stick out to you, Dawson?
Adam Scott. He's really the only one. And Conchata Farrell. She was the house lady on Two and a Half Men. She was the aunt in the movie. But Adam Scott, yeah, he's been on a lot of stuff. He was on Parks and Rec. He was in Step Brothers, Secret Life of Walter Mitty. He was in, I'm trying to think, Angie Tribeca, which is a TV show. I'm pretty sure he hosted a show, a TV show, but I can't remember. Like the only word that comes out in my head is soup.
Mm-hmm.
Like The Soup, I think it was called. It was his TV show that he hosted for quite a while. He might still be doing it, but anyway, Krampus. Justin, I kind of have a longish spiel in this movie, so how about you go first, as per usual?
I didn't think this movie was all too terrible.
Give a little. Okay, so if you haven't seen this movie, go watch it. Come back, Justin. Kind of give a. Besides this synopsis, give kind of a more elaborate one, so our audience knows a little bit more about the things you're going to say and what the things I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm. So basically, the movie starts out. The kid is having a shitty Christmas. He has family in town that are not the best people in the world, is a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
And his cousins take his Christmas list and read it off and make fun of it. So he is...
Because the little kid, Max, still believes in Santa, so he's writing to Santa Claus.
He's like in 4th grade or so, or I'm estimating, and still believes in Santa. So they're making fun of him for it. And so basically everything around him just sucks, and he's just not in the holiday spirit. And he just decides he's given up on Christmas because it wasn't how it used to be. People around them wasn't happy, and so he just gives up. So he takes his Christmas upstairs.
Yeah.
He rips it up, throws it out the window, and it flies in the sky, and that's how this whole shebang starts. And that's what summons Krampus.
Yeah, and by not believing in the Christmas spirit, pretty much is how you summon Krampus.
Yeah.
And since everybody around him was, a bunch of Scrooges, that's how Krampus came to be, I guess. And he's pretty big in folklore. I've heard of Krampus before, even before this movie came out. And a lot of people actually believe in Krampus, and that's why people are trying to stay as jolly as possible during the holiday season, even though family might be shitty. But Justin, what did you think of this movie, even though you already started on your spiel?
I think the movie was pretty good for what it is. Of course, like every movie has high points and low points.
Or were its high points?
Its high points was I could genuinely like feel like I feel like this is a normal situation. Like, you just have that crappy family that comes into town, and you try to fake being happy, but it just like does not work out, and you try hard to be hopeful and like feel like everything's gonna work out, and then like it just doesn't.
Sure.
So you just like lose all hope, and you just want to give up at least on that time.
Dysfunctional families are a big part of Christmas movies.
Yeah, and
It
this
seems
one
like.
is dysfunctional as hell. So I just could feel like that realness, and I could sympathize with the kid.
Max.
Like I just wanted him to be happy and not have a terrible family situation, which I mean it isn't that bad, but I mean dysfunctional.
I mean, when it comes to like his parents, they kind of argue since his dad's not there a lot because of business situations, and his sister is a teenager boyfriend. You know, everything's a wreck in her life because she's a teenager. This kid is kind of left on his own, but he doesn't necessarily have a bad family. I mean, they obviously say many points in the movie that his family, you know, used to be good. They used to be happy. And they still are happy. It's just that, you know, that they're kind of split apart a lot. They make good money because of, I guess, the dad's business. But you know, money doesn't always buy happiness.
Mm-hmm. But so I could sympathize with the kid, or empathize. I think that'd be a better word. And so I could just feel like for the characters in this movie.
Yeah. What about the low points?
What?
What about the low points?
Low points, like, the demons is the best word I can use to describe them, were not the best in the world. Haunted gingerbread man, basically. Demon gingerbread man. I mean, makes sense because of the holiday theme to this movie, but...
I don't think Krampus actually has gingerbread men army.
Yeah.
The Krampus in the lore, I guess.
Yeah, so that's what they took the lore as a basis and then threw their own things into it. But like the CGI to this movie was not great, but I feel like that was kind of intentional.
We only see most of the CGI, I guess the worst CGI in this movie is the gingerbread man because they showed
like gingerbread man out of Shrek.
Yeah, and they also were like super thick. They try to make them not humanoid, but more almost like ragdoll like.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't really work. They weren't that scary. But anyway, continue because I do have a lot to say.
But overall, I think the movie was pretty good. It didn't hit every note for me, but
Sure.
It's not the worst movie I've seen.
Okay.
So Dawson, go off.
There is a good movie within this premises. I thought, see, the reason I didn't want to see this wasn't, it was kind of because I thought it was going to be a little bit scary because of some of the other reviews I've heard or, you know, hearsay kind of stuff. I thought this was going to be a little bit scary. It wasn't at all. Like, there wasn't really any point. Like, at the end is, like, the biggest jump scare, and it's just supposed to be, I don't know. I really don't know. I thought this movie was kind of confused on what it wanted to be. Like, there were some points where they tried to play it off as, like, a comedy. I thought the acting was pretty dry. The best actor by far in this movie is the woman that plays their Omi, which is their grandma. She actually felt like she was genuine. the rest of them really didn't. I guess the kid Max kind of felt genuine at points, but he is also a child actor, and I haven't really seen him in much, so I can't really say he's good or bad. I don't know if it's just a bad role for him. But they just felt like they didn't care. I mean, their kids were being taken away. Their house was being invaded. They're seeing these demons for the first time, but yet they don't really have any genuine reactions. It's just, oh wow, oh, there's something in the attic. Let's go take an axe to it and see what. And then like their son, whose name was, let's see what the kid's name was. Their son, Howie, the kid that didn't talk. He was just supposed to be the weirdo cousin. He was ripped up the chimney, and they tried to save him, but didn't. And both the parents didn't seem like they really cared. The father just sat down to the next to the mom, and they were just like, "Oh wow, that was something. We'll get him back. We'll get him back." And it's just like they just didn't feel like they cared. And a lot of these parents didn't. I mean, the daughter was gone for pretty much the entire movie. She was the first one taken and or killed. And what's their names? When Tom and Howard, which were David. Oh, and also I completely forgot David Koshner, who was in Lust. That was also in this movie. He was in like Anchorman and stuff. When they came back and Howard was injured from being attacked by Krampus or whoever he was attacked by, the first thing I would say as a father or even a mother, just as a parent in general, is where the fuck is our kid? Not, are you okay? And they basically went on for like 5-10 minutes patching up Howard before the wife even asked where their daughter was. That just seemed like, no, that would never happen in real life. That's the first thing I'd say. I don't care if your fucking leg is gone. Where's my kid? I just felt like, and Krampus in this movie didn't feel like it felt threatening, but I didn't care about the characters enough to actually be like, oh crap. Like, it just felt like another dysfunctional family in a Christmas movie. And I didn't like any of them, so I kind of wanted them to die. So I was kind of rooting for Krampus. Krampus, I was expecting to look more like a goat, which they got the horns, they got the hoofs, or the hooves, but his face is kind of humanoid. He did have the goat eyes, and his jaw was like permanently open, I guess. I don't know, maybe a bullet hit him in the jaw. I don't really know. There could have been a good movie within this movie. I just felt like it could have been rushed. The actors didn't really care about the project. I felt like they could have gotten a lot of B, C actors to play the part or play the role in this movie, and maybe it would have done better. I don't know what really went wrong. It didn't really hit any marks for me when it comes to rewatchability. If it came on the TV, would I watch it? I don't know, probably. But I don't know. There's not really many parts in this movie I'm like, I want to see that again because it looked really cool. Or, there wasn't a specific effect that I was like, oh, that looks really cool. There were some creepy parts in this movie. There was a part where a kind of full-size Jack-in-the-Box kind of character with a weird mouth was swallowing a child. That was creepy. That was genuinely a creepy character. But the rest of them, like the elves and the gingerbread men and even like the teddy bear or whatever, yeah, or even the robot that was attacking Tom, I guess was his name. It's fine for This movie was not intended to be cheesy, but it kind of turned out that way. For me, at least. But I was expecting more, but I didn't really get the genuine reactions I wanted from this movie. Because, Justin, can't you agree? The reaction to this movie and the acting in this movie is kind of phoned in for like a paycheck.
I can agree.
It was just like, for the kids, yeah, they take whatever role, but for the adults, it's just like, we need work, let's do this movie. There was, like I said, I said it before, I'll say it again, there was a good movie within this one. It just didn't hit the marks it needed to hit for me to say, this is at least decent. It was just kind of, it wasn't bad, it was disappointing. Is the best way I can describe this movie. It could have been better. Krampus could have. I wanted to see more Krampus. Like, we saw him jumping from roof to roof a little bit. We heard him. We saw him. There was one really cool part of this movie is when the grandma Omi was telling the story of Krampus when she's a little girl, and they switched to this type of animation style. I like that part. I can say I genuinely did like that part. I was actually intrigued and put down my phone and watched it thoroughly, and I was just very zoned into that part. But after they brought it back and the family was just like, it's a bunch of horse shit. I was like, really? All this stuff is happening and you're just like, nah, you're crazy old bitch. It's just like, whatever. You got to see Krampus a little bit more at the end when the boy Max was trying to plead with him, but I don't know. I want to see more Krampus. I didn't want to see as much as the demon minions. I want to see more Krampus because they made an entire suit for him, an entire costume that looked really cool. Actually, besides making it more a humanoid goat. More than just a bipedal goat. But they spent a lot of money on that to barely ever show it. But those are just my thoughts. I don't want to ramble on. I'm going in circles now. But yeah, Justin, final thoughts. Let's go to ratings and recommendations. Go.
So, my rating for this movie, since I don't really have any more thoughts on it, is I think this movie is deserving of a 5.5. What do you think?
Okay. I would give Krampus a 4.5.
Okay.
I was gonna give it a 5.5 because I thought you were gonna rate it higher, but since I did talk down on it a little bit more than you did, I do think maybe a 4.5 would be better for me. But yeah, Justin, would you recommend Krampus?
I would, if you're looking for a not-so-traditional holiday movie. Would you?
Indifferent.
Indifferent, so thumb to the side. Okay.
Watch if you're intrigued. If you're not, don't bother.
Mm-hmm. Any final thoughts?
6 more days to go.
And let's keep on rolling.
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching. Join us tomorrow for another day towards Christmas. And we'll see y'all then.
Bye.